Divorce is becoming more and more common in today's society, with nearly half of marriages in the U.S. ending up in divorce. But just because you ended up single again doesn't mean you can no longer find another chance at finding your happily ever after. However, saying I do to a new love also means addressing estate planning issues to make sure your plan reflects and aligns with your present situation. Hi, I'm Antoinette Bone, estate planning, probate, and guardianship attorney in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. In today's video, we're talking about the major ways a remarriage can impact your estate plan, plus the important documents you need to update. Just remember, this video is for educational purposes only and does not create an attorney-client relationship. Please seek professional legal advice for your situation. But first things first, it's important to understand how your divorce has affected your estate plan. If you've already done estate planning with your ex-spouse, most states have a law that assumes you no longer want your ex inheriting from your estate. This means that if you've named your ex-spouse as a beneficiary in your will, trust, and possibly even life insurance policies, even without updating your estate plan, the law will likely prevent any distribution from your estate to them. Sounds good, right? Well, not so fast. Note that I said most states, not all. It's important to check the laws in your state to determine if this applies. You would also need to check the beneficiary designations of your retirement accounts and update them as necessary. This is because pensions are governed by federal law, which means state laws don't apply to them. Even if your state does have a law that presumes you would not want your ex-spouse inheriting from you or serving as a fiduciary for you, like Texas does, assets like life insurance may not be covered. Again, speak with an estate planning attorney. Then there's the question of what the divorce settlement decree says. Are you required to keep your ex-spouse or a minor child as a beneficiary on any of your life insurance policies? If yes, you may need to consult an attorney on how this can be done if there's a state law or policy terms that automatically removes the person as a beneficiary. What the divorce may not affect is healthcare directives. If you've named your ex as the person you want to make medical decisions for you, in the event that you become incapacitated or disabled, it is strongly advised that you also review ancillary estate planning documents like powers of attorney, agents for remains, and declarations of guardian, and make the necessary changes. While Texas removes ex-spouses as fiduciaries, you still should update your documents, particularly if you didn't name an alternate. Now that we've established why an estate plan from a prior marriage needs to be reviewed and updated, let's consider how a current spouse factors into an estate plan. First, are you receiving any government benefits or pension from a former spouse? If a widow or widower remarries, this can affect their eligibility for government or pension benefits from their deceased spouse. It's important to take this into consideration, especially if these benefits were part of the original estate plan and the income is needed. Second, will your new spouse inherit from your estate? Most couples in a second or later marriage often take a what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours approach when it comes to their estates. This is especially helpful to ensure that children from previous relationships benefit from their respective parents' estate. However, without a prenuptial or a postmarital agreement documenting the couple's mutual agreement on taking this approach, a carefully crafted plan to distribute their estate accordingly may unravel in states that have a law that ensures a surviving spouse is not completely disinherited. On the other hand, if each spouse wishes to ensure that the surviving spouse is taken care of at their death, proper planning is also essential to ensure that doing so will not disinherit their children from previous relationships. Communicating your intent in your estate planning documents on why the surviving spouse will receive an inheritance from your estate can help maintain family harmony, especially between your children from a previous marriage and their step-parent. Number 3, what roles will your current spouse have in your estate plan? Now, another thing you must give serious consideration to is whether your current spouse will take on fiduciary roles in your estate plan. As mentioned earlier, a health care directive may not be impacted by a divorce depending on your state. In Texas, divorce works to revoke the ex-spouse's authority. If you would like your current spouse to fill this role, updating this document is a necessary step. A change in marital status is a time to look at your estate planning. Similarly, if you have named your ex-spouse as your agent under a power of attorney, a divorce revokes that authority. Now, how do fiduciaries and beneficiaries fit into this discussion? Well, the thing is, it's not just your remarriage that affects your estate plan. Even your fiduciaries and beneficiaries can affect it. Let's say you nominated a married couple as guardians for your minor children should anything happen to you and your spouse. However, if they ended up getting a divorce, the court could end up having a hard time choosing which of the former spouses will be the one to care for the child, and even lead to a custody battle between the two. Or worse, due to the change in their marital status, neither of them may feel they are able to take care of your children alone. Another example would be if a beneficiary got remarried after you have named them in your estate plan. In order to protect your beneficiary's inheritance from their spouse's creditors or becoming part of a divorce settlement, you may want to consider creating a trust to protect the inheritance from commingling to ensure your intended beneficiary receives what you gifted to them. Alternatively, if you want their spouse to receive something from your estate, you would need to clearly state your intent so as not to lead any confusion or doubt about who should receive the inheritance. If you or loved ones included in your estate plan experience a significant life event such as a divorce, marriage, or remarriage, an experienced estate planning attorney can help you review your plan and make careful updates to ensure that it reflects your current situation and wishes. If you're a Texas resident, the Law Office of Antoinette Bone provides concierge estate planning services to help you make sure that your estate plan works for you and your family as you intended. Call our office today to request an appointment. I'm Antoinette Bone, estate planning, probate, and guardianship attorney in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. If you found this content useful and would like to see more like it, please subscribe to my page, like this video, and don't forget to tell your family and friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.